Welcome to this special edition of One Nosh. The snow is coming down, it's cold. We're all a little bit miserable, but we're trying to put a smile on your face this month by celebrating Restaurant Week. It's the 10th anniversary. They got a new logo, and they have some new restaurants this year too, like Next Door 112 in Sylvania. Delicious food right inside this door. Come with me. Located appropriately enough next door to sister restaurant Element 112, the casual dining experience is the brainchild of owner, chef, and friend of the show, Chris Nixon.
Next Door was a place where I wanted to treat it as a neighborhood restaurant, a place I'd want to go to eat after work. And it's very relatable items, but we're still using the same great products and it's sort of more mainstays to the menu and things, and adapting a little bit with the seasons. So.
How did you decide on the way that you sort of just designed this and built this side?
So Next Door was all about open, kind of lively, and that was a lot of it. The other parts was then putting in some of the element, aspects of it. So you'll see like little copper tones and filament bulbs and things that kind of tie the 112 restaurant brand together.
Next Door 112, Element 112, both part of Restaurant Week. This will be the first time, right? Because Next Door 112 is only about a year old, roughly, give or take. So you guys are in double duty this year. You're always in Restaurant Week. People love coming out here anyways, but to be part of something like this that, we used to just see in sort of bigger cities like maybe Cleveland or Chicago or New York. Now we have it here. What's it like to be part of sort of this scene of Restaurant Week in Toledo?
I'd say it's super fun, the amount of excitement that goes around with it, and then also just the way people sort of go outside their comfort zones and try things new. It's a really cool effect, and I love the idea that it caught on here and it's doing well.
And it's benefiting a good cause too, Leadership Toledo. How much is that contributing to you joining in, knowing that, the money's going towards something?
I mean, that's what makes it easy to be a part of. So when you've got that sort of situation where this whole extra effort we're putting in and going outside of our wheelhouse and setting up around all these things is one of those deals where you want to know it's worth it in the end, and having a great cause like that behind it does it.
What are we going to try today from each side?
Today we're trying our new dish that's a pot roast with Yukon Gold potato puree over here, braised onions, and then some of the braising broth actually. And then for Element we're going to do a sumac roasted pork chop, a little bit of sesame ginger glaze, roasted broccolini, and some caramelized garlic. The pork chop, we've let it come to room temperature. We salted it ahead, and it's got this beautiful red color to it because it's coming from the rib end. Lots of nice marbled fat, and then I love this little bit at the top by the bone. It's like the rib meat that's still attached, and that's just super juicy, nice little bite that I like to keep on there. So the big thing for this one though is because it's such a large piece of meat, we've got to have a heavy pan so when we put it in, the pan recovers quickly, the heat doesn't degrade, and we sear well. If you sear too slow, you're going to have that overcooked part on the edge, and it doesn't quite have that same, beautiful texture throughout. I think that's one of the things that makes our pork chop shine, is they're never the dry, sort of gristly thing people are used to, which is a combination of great technique and great product. So a lot of people will focus on the steak, but not the items around it. For us, the butter, the herbs, the garlic, they're all important. Those are the things that get used in the most dishes, and we want that to be the highest quality. And then also the butter's gonna fry the outside a little more and increase our sear, our quality of that sort of Maillard reaction or the roast on it. A lot of people call it the caramelization, and just like that.
Well, the pork made its way to the oven.
We'll go to our next dish right now.
Chef Nixon walked us through the comfort cuisine of Next Door 112.
Chicken stock's one of our bases of cuisine here. This is a piece of chuck short rib we use for pot roast. We've braised it for a long time with a bunch of aromatics, vegetables, some of our chicken stock, a lot of red wine. And then while that's heating up too, we've got a puree of potatoes here. I know it's perfect when I start to see little ribbons through it. Ribbons indicate texture. Our short rib base is starting to simmer, and as it's warming up in the pan, we'll keep basting it like this the whole time. Keep the outside really moist, and then also try to layer the flavor on as many times as we can. And we have a way to check doneness on vegetables here, and it's one of the best ways at home too. It's use a paring knife, and if the knife goes in and out cleanly with no resistance, the vegetables cooked right. This knife goes right in and out. It's perfect. And this is one of those dishes, especially in February, it's really cold out, and it makes you feel just like you're at home sitting in front of the fire. It's really comforting. And you get main entree for Restaurant Week for next door, a little pot roast, potato puree, and glazed onions.
One meal done, then back to the chop, where Chef Nixon added garlic, herbs,
and then just a little bit of butter. And then the trick is if you're using butter to baste a protein like this too, you don't want to use it right away. You have to let it kind of caramelize and remove its water content or you'll pull the sear off it. So all those little juicy flavored bits on the outside of that bright brown color to it, those will actually come off if you put the butter on too early. So you want to let it kind of sit, let it marinate, let the thyme and the garlic cook into it and flavor it. And for this one we went Asian, so we're going to use a little bit of broccoli, season it with garlic, and add a little bit of sesame ginger glaze at the end. And then we're going to treat it with our wok here so that we get a really high heat and caramelize it evenly. In Element, we like to slice some of the proteins and lay them out. That way we can cut across the muscle fibers and make sure it's extra tender for the guests. Because all of those little parts add up to a great dining experience. So we like to check, make sure we hit all the little pieces perfectly. Roasted pork, sesame ginger glaze, roasted broccoli on the Element 112 Restaurant Week menu.
a little zing in there,
yeah, right?
with that sauce.
The ginger right there, yeah.
That's really good. I mean, perfectly cooked, which I'm not shocked. You can have what I ate. There you go, thank you.
Right?
It's Chef Chris Nixon here. He's definitely earning that chef title, and the whole team in the back too. I mean, you guys work well together.
Awesome team.
Eat, please. Your skin and bones.
Right. I don't know if I got that problem.